we're talking about what is Tantra. There's all kinds of stuff out there about what Tantra is or isn't, and whether it's all about sex or pole dancing and all kinds of stuff. But the truth is that Tantra is what we're made for. It's nothing weird and unavailable. It's kind of like this pot of gold that's sitting inside of us, that all we have to do is drop a few of the things we've learned in society and open it. You don't have to do weird chanting or be into yoga or be a great meditator or be even particularly spiritual to do it. It really is what we really are made for. We walk around life kind of feeling like, okay, I'm doing everything. I've got the job, I've got the partner, I've had children, I do everything, and we're really supposed to be satisfied. And on some level we are. We're like, okay, I've accomplished what I need to accomplish. But there's this burning thing inside that says, but I'm supposed to feel more alive. I'm supposed to be excited. I'm supposed to have passion. I'm supposed to be, I don't even know. Like there's just this thing that says there's this thing that I'm supposed to be feeling. But I don't even have a word for it. When I fall in love with someone, here there's this person, I love them more than anyone on the planet. And yet there's something missing. There's something that we're supposed to see each other and the stars are supposed to come out and it's supposed to be fireworks when we have sex and everything's just supposed to be fantastic. And society's made all kinds of, excuses or something that say, well, the honeymoon ends and life gets in the way and kids happen and jobs happen and stress happens and blah, blah, blah. And we accept that to a point, but deep down, there's some part of us that says, I don't think so. I think it's always supposed to be like that. What if we're always supposed to be in love? What if we're always supposed to have passion? Why would you stop having passion for this one person you chose out of the 6 billion people on the planet? Why would that passion go away? The love is there. Our hearts are there. We're right there. Why wouldn't we just want to be with this person 24/7? Why would that change? And there's even a part of us deep inside that knows, in fact, it should get deeper. My love for this person, my desire for this person should increase every time we have sex. We know this. We don't experience it, but we know this. Why afterwards do we feel more distant? Why do we roll over and go to sleep? Why does it feel like that? And somewhere deep inside, we're going, well, maybe it's as good as it gets. I'll accept it. But maybe it's not. As a society, what we think is normal isn't really working. Divorce and affairs and all these things going on. Or just simply dissatisfaction. There's all kinds of issues with our sex lives these days. Whether it's impotence or premature ejaculation or frigidity or whatever you want to call it. Simply a lack of desire, sleeping in different rooms, whatever. But the bottom line is there's some part of us that kind of dies when our intimacy dies. When we actually have an active sex life, we feel alive. We feel invigorated. It doesn't matter whether we're heterosexual, homosexual, male, female, transgender, it doesn't matter. The reality is we're all humans, which means we have this phenomenal life force. And we are connected to the universe in this amazing infinite way. But the first thing is we have to actually connect to it ourselves, which is a huge big deal because most of us are kind of walking around half dead. So imagine that we enliven this amazing energy inside of us and we actually walk around, feeling great all the time. And then we find this other person, or many other people, or whatever. But let's say we find one other person, and we just think wow, there's just something about them. And let's say they connect to that inner infinite life force. And then you actually connect these amazing energies together. Well, the phenomenal thing that Tantra teaches us is that we're actually designed to re-energize each other. It's like we're all walking around waiting to plug into each other, kind of literally, kind of sexy. But the truth is, that's actually how we're designed. That we can actually give each other energy, We've all felt this phenomenal sex drive, right? We've all felt all this, butterflies in your stomach and then all this sexual charge when you're going to get lucky or whatever. But imagine that energy. Well, it's great to make babies and stuff, so then you can just go away and have the normal sex and make babies. It's awesome. But if you're not interested in making babies, then what are you going to do with all that energy, right? What if instead you take all that energy and bring it up through the body instead, right? What if you actually use all that amazing power and flow it up your spine through all of the cells of your body and actually feel that orgasmic energy through your whole system, right? This is what we're made for. This is what all this energy is for beyond procreation. And we're all only in that stage for a little while. So then let's imagine you have two people and they have all this beautiful sexual life force going on. And it's flowing through their system and they're all just feeling alive and awesome. And then they connect that. And well, if you ever see a sine wave, and it kind of does like this, right? Well, what happens when you add two sine waves together? They go even bigger. And the truth is, that sex drive within us is our life force. It's not separate. It's not like, well, here's my sex drive, and here's my creative power, and here's what makes my heart pound. This is who we are. Our sex drive is all part and parcel. So now imagine, and it's infinite, right? It's infinite. It's connected to the cosmos, So now you imagine you take this amazing sexual energy flowing through our systems. We actually drop all of our guards, become completely open to another person, which is part of the big challenge of Tantra, but fun to play with. Then we connect that together. This is mind-blowing. This is what absolutely takes our breath away and makes us think, what is this? This isn't normal. This isn't sex. This is something completely different. And this is where a lot of people start to really experience the spiritual aspects of Tantra. Because what's happening doesn't make sense in the mind anymore. The body doesn't make sense. It's like, no, we understand genital orgasms and we understand sex. But what happens when you get away from that and you allow the bodies to actually do what they're made for? Amazing things happen. And it's really beyond us. So our mind shuts off. Our bodies go into this amazing state of pleasure and ecstasy. And you experience something different. You experience something beyond yourself, beyond each other. And whatever you want to call that, whether you call that the divine, you call it God, you call it ecstasy, you call it bliss, nirvana, whatever, you get a taste of it. And something opens up inside of you. And things start to heal. And this is where Tantra becomes a healing mechanism. Funny things, it's almost like we have all this stuff going on in our mind, and we have all these traumas and all this stuff that we live with all the time. But then we have these little tastes of ecstasy and bliss, and it's like it kind of sews us up together at a very deep, deep place. It's quite wonderful. Tantric intimacy is how humans are meant to actually connect with each other. There's a point when you have a child and you're holding the child in your arms and you truly feel 100% connected to this child. Why? Because the child is completely open. They love you. They're glad that you're holding on to them. Maybe you're feeding them, whatever. but they're completely open. And because they're completely open, we can be completely open, and we can just love them, completely just pour our hearts into them. This is true intimacy. This is how humans are made. When I'm holding a baby and I completely love that child, it nourishes me. The ability to love that other human nourishes me. And the ability for that child to receive that love nourishes the child. Imagine having that with everybody. Imagine having that with that child when they're a teenager. Imagine being completely open, with no expectations and no worries and no judgment or whatever. And it seems so foreign to us. But deep down we know that that's how it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to have all these struggles and stresses. We love these children more than anyone on the planet. We need to be close to them, but we just don't know how to get there. And then imagine having that kind of love with our most intimate partners. You know, there's 6 billion people on the planet, and we choose this person to be most intimate with. Why wouldn't we be that close? Why wouldn't we just open our hearts and allow them to love us? 100%. No guards up, no walls, no anything. Why wouldn't we do that? You know, it's a bit of a lost art. Something, I don't know, in our evolution kind of went amok somewhere. And we all kind of walk around with these walls up and these expectations and these rules, and this is how we're supposed to act, and this is what's right, and this is what's wrong, and this is how you're supposed to be, and this is how we're supposed to be, and somewhere the love got lost. But we know that it's not true. We know that deep down, we're supposed to have sanctuary with each other. We're supposed to be each other's safest people. That no matter what's going on, I can come to this person, my most intimate partner, and tell them anything. And everything will be okay. We know this. We know that this is what we're made for, but we just don't know how to get there. And this is what Tantra is about. Tantra means to weave. So how do we actually weave together with other people? You know, not just our lovers, but everybody. You know, how do we do that? And that's really what Tantra is about. One of the most beautiful things about Tantra is that it links two things that are completely natural and desired within us. It links our natural sex drive, our natural life force, and love. Our ability to love, our desire to love, our desire to be loved. Every human wants this. Doesn't matter how hardened you are, how bitter you are, all of us want to be loved. And if we're here and our fingernails are growing, then that means there's life force inside of us. And life force is the same as our sex drive. All we need to do is free it. Which takes a little bit of work. We have a few issues around our sex drive and what we're supposed to be doing here. But the most amazing thing is you take this phenomenal life force that's flowing inside of us, and you actually set it free, and you actually allow it to express itself in a safe, loving place. You create a relationship where you are completely safe to connect completely with someone. And we heal. We actually become happy. Suddenly the past doesn't really matter, and we're not too concerned about the future. And the things that are injured inside of us, they heal. Tantra is a beautiful ancient wisdom. And it's something that's based on us. It's based on humans. It's not weird. You don't have to live in the Himalayas. It's right here, and it's for everybody.